This is TWiT.
Apple COO Jeff Williams says he's optimistic about Apple. You know, it's funny. 6 months ago, that would have been like, "What? Yeah, sure, Jeff, I am too." But it's a little different now, isn't it? Right? Post pandemic, he says, "I'm optimistic."
Knows, right?
He's speaking to Fox Business. I'm optimistic as you look around, you see the resilience of the people working through this challenging time. And when I take a look inside of Apple, I couldn't be more encouraged. During the last quarter, even though these are challenging times, we launched 3 new products. I feel great about the economy in the long haul, and it's just a matter of getting from here to there. He was asked about this year's iPhone releases, but Apple's never going to say anything under the best of circumstances. Our supply chains are running largely at capacity, and people are continuing to work. I couldn't be prouder of the team finding new ways to get the job done. People have been really resourceful, and we're moving the ball forward. Now, one thing they're doing is they are looking at places other than China to manufacture. According to the Nikkei Times, Apple will produce millions of AirPods in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Made in Vietnam.
I think there is a lot of reasons for Apple to diversify its product line. Having all the manufacturing in China from both a health perspective, political perspective, tariff perspective, all these things, it's probably better for them to get a little bit more spread out than they have been.
AirPods Pro will continue to be made in China, but the rest of the AirPods range about 3 to 4 million units. 30% of the total Classic AirPods will be made in Vietnam, according to sources of the Nikkei Asian Review. The majority of AirPods...
Nikkei always makes me laugh.
I know. Still produced in China, despite some wearable electronics devices being hit with additional tariffs. So tariffs began this. And we are starting to hear of chip companies and others looking to figure out how they can move production back to the U.S.
There's been a lot of supply chain issues. There have been a lot of supply chain. If we look at the fact that we can't get webcams, like everybody wants webcams right now. You can't get them. That's because they're all made in China and the supply chains are arrested. And so a lot of people are thinking that having all their eggs in one basket probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, Apple's going to spend about $334 million to open a new factory in Taiwan, according to the Economic Daily News in China. Apple will use the factory to produce mini LED and micro LED displays for future devices. They're not using micro or mini LED yet.
No, there was a rumor they were going to for the XDR display, but it turned out to just be regular LEDs with a lot of mini LED-esque technologies like reduced brightness zones incorporated, but nothing properly mini LED yet. And that's the latest rumor, I think, from Guo Mingqi and John Prosser both, is that stuff is now, instead of late this year, that's been pushed back to early next year because of all the problems with logistics.
Yeah.